Well, long-term athlete development is evolving. Here in Canada, they call it long-term development now, LTD. Some other some other countries call ADM, athlete development models. So there's different variation of the same thing in different countries. The whole idea of a pathway for athletes or a pathway within the sports for participants, people, doesn't mean they're high level athletes, but they will play the sports, is about providing tools for sport organization, turnkey tools in order to run programs. The reality is a lot of sports have nice, good looking documents with very nice principles, but the models are fairly generic. One of the exercise some sports have done is to develop what we call an athlete's matrix or a skills development matrix. In other words, they start with the stages of athlete development within long-term development models, and then they will identify for U14 group, for example, they should work on this, this, and this. So they make it a little more obvious as to if I'm a coach within that sports, what should I develop? So you need to provide small guides, little notes in terms of, okay, I'm coaching that age group. What are their needs? What should I teach? What should he be good at? Much like a school curriculum. If I'm a grade four teacher, I have some sort of curriculum from the state or the province that tells me, okay, so I have a pupils coming up from grade three, and I have to prepare them and build on their skills, experiences, knowledge from grade three to help them move on in their academic journey. So coaches, in a way, they're like teachers in elementary school or in high school, where you are one step within the athletic development of a young person. So if you coach someone at age 10, age 12, age 14, these people have different needs outside of learning the skills of the sport. They have different developmental needs physically, psychologically, emotionally that coaches can help. And these are within those models that we just referred to, those long term athlete models. So the sports needs to do a better job of providing their coaches with the tools, but also with the awareness of what their role is. A lot of time, coaches will be like, okay, I'm coaching a U14 teams in that given sport, and I really have a short-term vision of my role, which is the next few months, training for the next few months, trying to win as many games, building a couple of skills. But very rarely coaches have more longer term objectives where teachers know intrinsically that their role is a long term game for their student. So coaches need to realize they're part of their journey and they have a job to do at that stage to help them continue their athletic development within that sport, but also within any sports and help train something that we call physical literacy, which is essentially physical mastery, being able to move like an athlete, optimizing the development of athletic qualities, knowing how to do basic fundamental skills, throw, jump, swim, and other things. Because if I know how to throw a ball or I know how to serve something overhead, a lot of those skills are transferable to other activities. So, in a way, many coaches work at developing the player, not the athletic person behind the player. I'm currently involved with a sport called biathlon, which is a Nordic sport. And a lot of times, coaches in that sport, I was explaining that, focus on the specific skills of the sports, which is shooting and skiing essentially. But they tend to overlook the needs of a younger athlete in that sport, which is athletic development. So we're currently working on a model called the athletic biathlete, which is for community sport coaches, for in coaches that work with people that are starting the sport, with the idea of providing coaches with resources, games, things that they can do, make them aware that part of your job at that age is to make those young kids more athletic, which will serve them in that sport in the long run, but also in all aspects of their lives. So we want to help develop physical literacy, just like physical teachers do it. Everybody plays a role for developing those athleticism, but these are the elements that are fundamentals when it comes to taking things that look good on paper in models and documents for long-term development and applying it in the field. So it starts again with coaches and their training and their education.